it's your girl Ree. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, I'm super duper excited you guys to be back. Now I know y'all are looking like, okay, like where were you? No content. It's just like you went MIA. I know y'all, a lot's been going on, a lot's been happening, but I'm going to tell y'all that whole story in a different video. But in this video, what I wanted to give you guys today was my story. And I talk about God so highly and talk about Jesus so highly, and people are looking like, okay, well, where did that faith come from? Where did it come from? And I just want to share my story with you guys and share my testimony with you guys. So y'all, it's about to get real. It's about to get real. So all right, so I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of my background and where I come from and what I've experienced growing up. Growing up, I always felt like the ugly duckling. Believe it or not, I believe that I was the ugly duckling, and of course kids at school didn't make it no better. Family members didn't make it no better. I will always hear names, you're too dark, or your eyes are too small, or your teeth are too spaced out, or you're too skinny. Like, I'm always hearing this constantly growing up, and then I started to believe it to the point where I'm looking in the mirror and I'm calling my own self ugly. I don't appreciate what God has done for me. I don't appreciate what He created because I wanted to always look like somebody else. My family talking in this ear, and then students and kids at school talking in this ear. And once you are in that space, you begin to believe it. I also grew up in unstable environments. So, sometimes we wouldn't have food in the house. And not saying that my parents were just bad parents or horrible parents, it was just hard times, and I understand that. But I didn't have the perfect childhood. I'm not saying that I had the worst, I'm not saying that I had the best, but I definitely have witnessed some things through life. I carried those things throughout my childhood, which trickled over into my teenage years. All of those insecurities were getting to me, and all of those hurts and pains from people who I expected to be my family or who I expected to be my friends hurt me. I'm carrying pain. I was almost like a walking hurt, but I really didn't know that I was a walking hurt. I just knew that I had a bad attitude, a crazy attitude, and it started to not only affect me but all of the people around me. But I would just be like, well, it's my attitude, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And I always felt like the world was against me because of what I went through. So that's just a little bit of my background. Just know that I was the girl with insecurities. I was the girl who was hurt. I was the girl who always got rejected, always, and it never failed. It became anger. It became anger, and that's of course where the attitude came from. So now I want to transition over to my first encounter with God. Now, I've always believed in God, but I never had a relationship with Him. And let me tell y'all right now, that's two totally different things. A relationship and believing in something, it's two things. Two completely different things. So yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, I love God. I love God. I never grew up in the church either. I've never ever grew up in the church. The only time that we were going to church, let me tell you, I knew I was going out to eat afterwards, and I was like, yes, okay, I just wanted to go out to eat. We had to sit there and hear about Jesus and God. Best believe your girl getting some food after it, okay? But my first encounter with God, I want to say it was about 4 years ago. And at this time, I had to be a junior in high school. I was in junior in high school, but the transition started a year before. So I was in the 10th grade, and we got kicked out of our apartment. Things happened. We got kicked out. And I did not want to move from the area and where we were at because I had already made friends. And by me being the ugly duckling, or the person who everybody picked on, for me to finally have friends, I'm like, I don't want to leave this behind. I don't want to leave that behind. Why would I want to do that? But When I was younger, we did kind of like move from area to area. We really wasn't in a consistent area until this time, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. So then we wound up moving to another part of Atlanta, and I hated it, you guys. I wanted no parts of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not making no new friends. All they gonna do is talk about me. I'm not for it. One day, which now I'm in the junior year, so I've been at this new school for about a year, and walks this lady. She comes in and she's talking about this girly program, this girly mentorship program, and me being the person that I was, I'm like, nobody can change me, nobody can change my attitude, I'm not doing this girl's program. And but she comes in there and she's like, oh, you know, it's you guys should come and sign up, and she talks a little bit about the mentorship program. Of course, like I said, I'm over it, like whatever. And I talked to my friends about it, and they're like, oh yeah, we're definitely doing it, I'm like, y'all are doing it? What? Like, I was just playing, what are you talking about? And so they're like, no, Ree, you should do it too, you should do it too. So I'm like, okay, fine. I took the flyer home, I told my dad about it, and of course, instantly when I told my dad about it, he was on board, because my dad knew how my attitude was and how crazy like my mouth could get and things like that. So anything to change his daughter, he was on board for it. He agreed, and I started the program. As I started the program, we only would talk about like surface level stuff, like, oh my gosh, I had to curse my teacher out today because she got on my nerves. Oh, she was talking about me, so I just if she want this, and she can have it. Like, just all types of stuff that we was talking about, but we really never got to the roots of why. Because, you know, we have attitudes and we have anger, or we get easily angered, but it's like, where is it coming from? Where is it stemming from? You're not just angry because that person made you mad. You're angry because you've seen that happen to you before. It was more so of the surface level stuff that we was talking about. And it was just this one day in particular, you guys, I remember it like the back of my hand. Miss Rachel, she is the lady that came into the classroom. I know she don't mind me using her name. I love you, Miss Rachel. So she texted me on this day in particular, you guys. I was not coming to one of the sessions. I was like, I'm doing somebody here, I got money to make, I'm not, like, I was over it, y'all. Like, I'm still in my head and just like, I'm not doing this. She's like, no, God got something to say, you gotta come to this session, you got to, God's really, you know, about to pour, and he gotta say this and he gotta say that. And I'm just like, okay. Keep in mind now, I didn't have a relationship with God. I just believed in him. So her telling me that God had something to tell me, I'm like, okay, we'll see. So I get there, you guys. I don't know. Now, let me tell you this as well. I've never told Miss Rachel anything personal about me. Nothing. She didn't know what I was dealing with at home. She never knew what I grew up on. She never knew anything. Nothing. I didn't talk to her like that. I didn't trust myself to open up to her like that and to tell her things like that. But on this day, you guys, on this very day, I kid you not, she went to every single last girl in that room and told us all what we were hurting from. And from that, we were all crying, by the way. Like, by the end of that session, we were all in tears, because it's like, how did you know that? It only had to be God. It only had to be him for you to know that, because what she said are things I held so deep to me. I never told nobody those things. I never said that to anybody else. So how did you know? How did you know I used to cry myself to sleep? How did you know that I was in the closet by myself crying and just crying out and crying out and crying out? How did you know I taught myself how to do certain things? How did you know that? How did you know that? So from that day, it kind of like, it opened my eyes, you guys. It kind of just made me be like, wow, like, this is serious, you know, God is real, my life is real. It's holding on to this hurt really, like, really worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth holding on to? After that day, you know, I kind of started taking things a little bit more serious. Now, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I went back. At this time, I was smoking weed and doing all that other different type of stuff. So I went back into doing that, but I still kept that in the back of my head. I still kept that. So I want to say maybe 3 years, 2 years after that, because I graduated by this time. I graduated. And I kind of had lost contact with Miss Rachel because, you know, she was doing her own thing and I was doing my own thing and still doing what I was supposed to do, what I wasn't supposed to be doing. So 2 years, like I said, later, now I'm in my own apartment with my roommate and I'm still smoking, still having a bad attitude, still doing what I want to do. I don't know what happened, y'all, but out of nowhere, I was just like, I need to get in contact with Miss Rachel. I need to get in contact with her. I need to see how she doing. I need to see how she doing. Long and behold, she had her own church. And I didn't even know that. A lot had happened when we were not in communication. So I'm just like, okay, well, I need to get to her because I need some type of direction in my life. I need like whatever. Remember this day, you guys, like the back of my hand. I know I'm gonna be saying that a lot, but I really do remember this stuff because these are the type of things that really impacted my life. I remember after I had been going to the church for a while and I heard a word about purpose and your purpose here on this earth. And are you really willing and ready to be what God destined for you to do on this earth? So I remember I was praying to God and I said, God, I am ready to walk in my purpose. When I said that, do y'all think that everything went right in my life? No. In fact, everything went the complete opposite, because one thing about it, when you are serious about Jesus, when you are ready to walk for Jesus and pick up your cross and carry it, that's the thing that the enemy hates the most. So he's gonna do anything for you to stay where you were comfortable or stay where you wasn't getting to know God. But the moment you say that you ready to walk into your purpose, it does something to him. And that's what it did. So as soon as I said that, kid you not, weeks later, I was in jail. Right, I was in jail because I fought my roommate, and I had went to jail with her before off of some stuff. But after that, I went to jail for fighting her. And it was just like everything was going wrong. Keep in mind though, before I had went to jail, Miss Rachel had gave me a word that she don't see the roommate situation going well for much longer. So now we're gonna rewind back to where I was at. So I went to jail, and then when I got out of jail, I lost everything. I was told that I couldn't go back to my apartment. I was told that I had to stay away from her. Like I was the aggressor. Like I could go on and on about that story, you guys, but trust me, it was crazy. And so I lost my apartment. I couldn't go back over there, so I couldn't really get my stuff. Some of the stuff I didn't even have. Like it was crazy. It was like in that moment I lost everything. I lost my job. Everything was gone. Everything within a blink of an eye, just like that. But what did happen though, when I was in jail the second time, I said, you know what, God, if I get out of here, if you get me out of here, God, if you get me out of here, I promise you, God, I'm gonna be faithful to you. I promise you. Within a couple of days, I was out of jail. I was out. Like, though I had lost everything, though it seemed like my biggest loss, it was actually my biggest victory. After that, you know, I was trying to pick myself back up and put myself back together. I was staying with my dad, and after that, guess what? I got hit by a car. Crazy, right? Crazy, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. crazy. But did that stop me? No. Of course I was like, God, what in the world? I said I was gonna be faithful to you. I said I was ready to walk in my purpose. Why in the world is all of this happening? Like, I lost everything. I got hit by a car. This happened. When am I gonna get the break that I want, God? When am I gonna get the break? I didn't want to live with my dad because there's issues and things with my dad as well. So I'm like, I felt stuck at a moment. What I didn't do is quit, and what I did do is keep my promise to God. So now we're gonna talk about where I'm at now. We're gonna talk about where I'm at now. So that was, some of it happened the year before last, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But now I standed on my word and I kept my promise to God, and I still am worshiping him, and I'm still repping him. Do you know that this year was my first year traveling 3 times? Do you know that now I like have my own business? Do you know that now I'm in a home where people like love me, they have my back, they're praying for me, they fighting for me? Do you know now like I'm over here modeling on big runways? Do you know who God just created? I am so blessed right now. I'm so blessed. I don't regret anything. I'm thankful for the bad. I'm thankful that I got hit by a car. I'm thankful that I had to go to jail. I'm thankful for it. Because what seemed like my biggest loss became my biggest victory. The minute that I submitted to God, the minute that I trusted Jesus with my life and I picked up my cross and followed it, was the best thing that I could have ever did in my life. All that stuff that I was hurting from, I don't hurt no more. When I tell you, I look in the mirror almost every day and be like, girl, you are the ish. What? You are it. Like, and I wouldn't change myself for the world now. I would not change nothing about myself. I love exactly who God created. And it took all of that. It took the beating. It took going through the fire like the Hebrew boys. It took all of that, right, to get me to where I am now. And now God has opened so many doors that I can't even explain. My hands are on so many different projects. I'm connected to so many different people. So many different things are happening, and it just, wow. It took for God to move my whole entire family to the other side of Atlanta so that he can use me. And in all of this, you guys, in all of this, I don't care what you think, God loves you. Jesus loves you, and he died for your sins. If he could do it for me, he can definitely do it for you. Yes, it's going to be trials and tribulations. I'm not saying that being a believer or being a disciple of Christ is a easy walk in the park. And God never said that it was going to be an easy walk in the park. But what he did say is that he was always going to be there for us. And he is, y'all. I could count so many blessings. I have more blessings than, like, I can't even count them on my hand. That's how many, like, it just rolls in. I've seen so many, I've seen people change their lives, do a whole 360 because of the move of God. I'm telling y'all, he's so real. He's so real. Would I go back to my old self? Not at all. Not at all. And you know what's crazy too? The same people who were picking and laughing and doing all of this and the third be the main ones trying to talk to me. Be the main ones, you know, oh, I need you. I love them. I don't hate nobody. I go off of all of what they did, but it's crazy what God can do within a blink of an eye. He did a whole 360 change on my life, and I'm so thankful. So that's my story, you guys. I really do hope you guys enjoy. Definitely subscribe to this channel. Put the notification bells on and give this video a big, big, big thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next